Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode on the Better Minecraft server. This place is actually starting to look really incredible, and yeah, there has been a lot of work that I have done actually over the last couple days, and I wanted to start off with showing you guys this. So this is going to be our next phase of the project, and I kind of hope to get a lot of at least these buildings done. And that is where they're going to be. I already kind of marked them out, so let's just take a look at what I have down here, because I don't remember. So yeah, this was going to be a flower store. I think this one was just going to be a random house. Little house, yeah. This one's going to be a little pop-up market. This one over here, I think I'm just going to turn into a bit of a bar-like structure, because it's kind of on a corner here, right? The road going up. I think we're going to leave this one cobblestone, but we'll have to see. And this one over here is going to be our main street, of course, leading us into town. We have probably a storage silo here for our little farm here. And we're going to take this and probably make this into a bit of a cart. And then over here, because it's right next to the river, I was thinking about turning this into another docking port, as we have over there, but I started thinking about it, and it wouldn't really make too much sense for it to be right next to our tomato farm here. So what I think we're just going to do is just do kind of like a lighthouse-like structure. It's not going to be amazingly tall or anything like that, but I kind of want to build it over this thing. And this is going to be our wall. It's going to go all the way around. If you guys can see on the mini-map here, it is going to be going all the way around right up to here. I'm not sure I'm going to continue it on the other side. I don't think we're going to do that. I would like to, but I kind of want to wrap up this series, and I just don't think we're going to have enough time to finish it, because then, if we do the whole wall here, we're going to have to put a bunch of buildings in here too, which I just don't think we're going to have enough time. So right now, what we're going to do is work on these few buildings here, and then over the next few episodes, we're just going to kind of work our way around, just to kind of finish off this area. So another thing is we have a few of these little circles here. These little circles are going to be gatehouses. So this is where we're going to have a road coming in from. It's probably going to come out from here and be a little bit more central here. But yeah, so it's going to be pretty cool, I think. But we're going to get started on pretty much just these buildings here. So what I think I'm going to start doing right off the bat is I'm just going to start building these one at a time, and I'll walk through them as we go. So the first one here I think we're going to start on is this little house. Okay, house number 1 is done already. Didn't take all that long at all, actually. Yeah, so there's not too much detail with this because there's not really too much background or lore to this building at all. However, it is very cramped inside, and the person likes to read. We have a flame book there that they're reading. We have a little bit of a kitchen here, no stove or oven or anything, and a bed up top here, just so that, you know, there's somewhere for them to sleep. And yeah, it's just a very small, quaint little building, but I do like it. I think it fits in fairly nicely. And yeah, that is building number 1. So let's move on over to this little pop-up market here. Okay, there's our little market. This is the same as what we had over here, which was an original structure in this, you know, little town when we first moved here. So this one was the original one, and then we built this one to mimic it. And now we have a third one. They're just little pop-up stands that, you know, some vendor has done. But what should this be for? How about a bit of a plant vendor? So this guy obviously sells some tree saplings and some flowers and everything. Just whatever I could really find in my inventory, essentially. It's kind of getting hard to find flowers, I'm not going to lie, because when I type in a flower, thinking you would find all of them, but no, you only find those 3 there. And then if you go into, you know, type in poppy or something like that, you have to type in each and every single individual type of flower, which is kind of hard to find because they don't really come to the top of your mind right away. But anyways, there we go. We have a little vendor here that sells a little bit of plants. So let's move on into maybe one of these buildings here. Let's work on the bar, maybe. Okay, well, this isn't necessarily my proudest work, but I'm fairly happy with what I have done here. Now, of course, this is a little bit more Wild West inspired. I'm trying to, you know, bridge the gap between Wild West and kind of like fantasy, or what style would this be? Medieval almost? It kind of works, I think. You know, of course, we have some food troughs over here for, you know, if somebody brings some horses. I'm actually planning on grabbing some. Unfortunately, we only have the 2 right now that are in our stable over there. But I'll have to go out and get some more at some point and bring them over here and just tie them up. Just add some life and movement in this build. But of course, I didn't do too much detailing up at the top there. Didn't really think that there was too much. It wasn't too necessary. Anyways, yeah, we just have the shutters and everything up there. I might add some flowers and stuff just to add a little bit of color up there. But for right now, I think it's fine. You know, of course, we have our little sign here signifying that this is, in fact, a bar or a tavern, let's just say. And if we go around, we have barrels and everything. Just kind of, you know, making the place a little more cluttered, a little more hard to move. Just to show that maybe you're not actually supposed to be back here. Who knows? Anyways, yeah, we have a little bit of a table there and everything. If we go inside, it is very much barish, I think, or tavernish, I should say. Of course, we have our chandeliers hanging down. Now, if this was definitely a bigger build, we would have rooms and everything going all around, and this would be kind of like a hotel part up here. However, we did not have the room for that, so it's just going to be a bit of a walk around path up there. And yeah, we have, of course, our barrels with their spigots on it. And you know what? I just realized, I think that there's actually spigots in the game, isn't there? Maybe not there. Let's check over here. Spigot? No? What are they called? Faucet, maybe? Faucet? Yeah, faucets. How much? What do they cost? They cost quite a bit, actually, but maybe that might look better than this. Oops, didn't mean to break that. So, what about this? You go like that, and then like that. I think that, yeah, okay. Yeah, I think that does look better. We don't actually need that one at the bottom there. But yeah, okay, anyways, we have, of course, the paintings all the way around. I just picked some funny ones. Doesn't really matter what they look like. There'll be very little time I will actually be spending in there. It's just literally the building to kind of fill up the space. And, of course, when you first walk into a town, you kind of want the bar kind of on the outskirts of the town. That way, you know, you don't have to riffraff from, you know, whoever's outside, you know, coming in and disturbing the peace or whatever. And yeah, I think this is going to be a fairly good spot for this. So now let's kind of move on to maybe the silo and the cart here. I'm kind of excited to get these builds done. And there we go. We have our silo and our cart. Now this cart, I actually just Googled Minecraft cart design, and this is something that came up on Pinterest. And it's just a cute little design. I just added the tomato crates instead of maybe some barrels or something that you could add in your own world. And I think what we're going to do is have another horse here as well. Just have to, again, go out and get some. But it will just add a little bit of life to this build, and I think it'll look pretty cool. So, of course, this silo is for our tomato farm, which we have kind of right here. Absolutely no point of them. They just look kind of cool. And since, you know, we already have the tomato farm here, we might as well have a bit of a silo for them. And it's a very basic design. It is just literally some stripped oak wood and some planked spruce logs. And, of course, topped off with some stairs and planks. Not planks. What are those called? Slabs. Anyways, and we also kept, you know, this was already here right when we found this village all those many moons ago. So I just decided, you know, let's just keep it. It kind of adds to it, and it kind of makes sense that there will be a little bit of storage here anyways. Maybe I don't know, maybe it's some sort of supplies. Who knows? But anyways, I think this looks pretty good. And we do need to do a little bit more terraforming in and around here. Just trying to figure out what we want to do. But I think we're not going to really bother with that until we get the wall up, which we're not going to be doing today. But for our next build here, what we want to do is make our tower here, our lighthouse-like tower. Now this, I think we're going to do this maybe 7 blocks tall, so we might want this to be a little bit bigger. In fact, we're probably not going to stick to this blueprint. It might be a little bit wider of a building and taller. It might be one of our bigger buildings around. We'll see. Don't really have an idea for it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. So let's get to work on this right away. All right, 3, 2, 1, there we go. It is pretty basic. I was trying to take some inspiration off of that tower up there and that tower over there. Didn't really come out the way. Kind of looks pathetic next to those two. But anyways, this is my build, so who cares? Yeah, I was going to make it into a lighthouse, and then, you know, I didn't like where it was going, so I tore it all down and then made this. So, pretty much you go up here, and you just go up here, and then here's your little lookout tower. All it is just to, you know, catalog what ships are coming in and leaving, and yeah, so it's not really that big of a deal with this, or what this is. It's just something that, you know, you can see over the what is this thing called again? A wall. And you can kind of see the ships coming in and out. So yeah, that is pretty basic, but hey, it works and came out fairly decently, I think. Anyways, yeah, I like that. All right, so let's get to work on our next building. Should we do the gatehouse now, or should we do the flower house? Let's do the flower house because it's right here, and I kind of have more of an idea of what I want done with this house than I do the gatehouse. The gatehouse we're going to have to repeat 2 more times anyways. So yeah, let's do this one while I come up with a design for that one. Okay, and we're done. This wasn't exactly the style that I was planning on going for, but I think it turned out quite nicely. We have kind of like an open, I don't know, area sort of where we can, you know, like an open stand where, you know, the person in here could be selling their stuff over the counter and whatever. Fully detailed on the inside and the outside. We just added some pots in and around. Did forget some shutters. I should probably do that. But yeah, we went for kind of a slope design. Actually, something else that I forgot to do was put the stairs on the inside there so that we can have a better step up so that they don't just look like they're floating there. Anyways, still a little bit of work to do, I guess. But yeah, I think it looks really good. We do need to decorate this a little bit more. I'm not quite sure what to do with this side of things. Whether we should have maybe another few steps across here just to break it up a little bit. I don't know. I don't really know what to do here. Okay, just added on the last few details. So we just added this. I don't know what it is, but some sort of stand anyways to show that they're growing something. As you can see, these are overgrown palm trap doors. And we added some straw bales and some other things just in and around, and we fixed the roof here. Made it look a whole lot nicer, and yeah, I really like this building. So I think that's what we're going to be, or that's all we're going to do for all of our buildings. We actually did quite a few. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.5, I guess 6 buildings here, which is quite a bit more than, you know, I think we've ever done before. I don't think we've actually done that many buildings all in one episode. So there's one more thing I want to do. I want to go get some more horses. Okay, I searched high and low for some horses. However, I did end up finding chocolate and pepper. This was when Ben and I went on a huge journey to go and find some things. For example, we found kind of like this Witch Haven thing. I kind of remember building that building there. And yeah, there's a few other things in and around on the map. Anyways, I just happened to find these guys again. I was looking around, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. I had 2 horses way out here. and we'll just breed them up. And yeah, anyways, I should probably bring these guys back home. It's an awful long journey, that's for sure. Alright, Chocolate, let's go. Hopefully this is the faster of the two horses. I was just on my way home, and I might be getting greedy here because, well, I found not just another horse and a donkey. I found a third horse and the two that I already had. So, this is going to be... Oh, no. This is going to be interesting. Okay, we got all of our horses and a donkey all the way over here. I think this guy we're going to hook up to this. This is Chocolate. He's kind of our main horse. Yeah, we're going to leave him there. Alright, let's try to figure out where we're going to put all these other guys, because there's a lot of them, and they're just all going to start wandering off as soon as I try to do this. So let's do one guy can be over here. That's kind of why I put these. Oh, we can't tie to those. That's interesting. Alright, well, one guy's going to be there. This guy can be here. We have lots of armor and everything for them. The donkey, let's put him in the stable over here, I think. Donkey! Actually, the donkey would be more suited for the cart now, wouldn't he? Alright, let's actually put the donkey on this one. We'll grab Chocolate here. Little Chocolate, and we'll put you back in the stable, since you're kind of our main horse, as I said. This might hurt. Nope. Oh, we got through. Perfect. This isn't really a horse-friendly place now, is it? Alright, we're going to put you in here, Chocolate. Welcome home. Sorry I left you for so long. That was my bad. And for Pepper... Where should we put Pepper? Maybe we'll keep Pepper with these horses. I don't know. Where should we put Pepper? Pepper, where do you want to be? Where do you want to be? I mean, there's food troughs and everything here, so I guess we might as well keep him here. Just as long as if he doesn't try going up the stairs and end up killing himself, I think that should be fine. And yeah, let's just get some horse armor for these guys. Okay, so I just tamed them all and put some armor and whatever on them all. I don't know, is there supposed to be another slot for chests? I think that's how that works. Anyways, this guy just does not have one, which is really unfortunate. Let's test out these horses, because I didn't actually get a chance to. This one's quite healthy. How is his jump? Ooh, that jump ain't very good. How fast is he? He's not the fastest horse either. That's something I guess we can kind of build at some point. Is a horse testing center. Just to see how fast these guys are and everything. So a fairly healthy horse, not very fast, and definitely cannot jump. Let's test out this guy. He's of the same family, so he might be... Oh, this guy's even slower. Not nearly as healthy. Okay, he can jump a bit, though. He can jump more than the other guy. That's pretty good. And now, the donkey's stats, I don't really understand yet. I don't really know how they work. But let's just give this guy a bit of a go. He is... I can't remember. Is it the donkeys that always have the same stats? I don't know. His jump is not great either. So, not very good horses necessarily. But at least we still have... We have Chocolate, no, Pepper over here. We're going to throw on some gold horse armor onto him. There we go. And look at him. He's looking all nice and shiny. We have... We should probably name these horses. I don't really know what I'm going to name them. But, yeah, let's come up with a few names. I also just put on some horse armor onto Snow and Salt here. Now we have Yellow Snow. Okay, I got some names here. Let's go down here and quickly... Oh, how did you break your lead? How did that happen? Alright, so first of all, we have Donkey. As in Shrek, he always puts kind of like a K on the end every time he's yelling at Donkey. Alright, this one, I don't really care which one goes where, but we have Circus and Dusty. So we'll name this one Dusty maybe, and this one over here is Circus. It don't really care about the which one's which because they look almost identical. I think this one's a healthier one though, right? Yeah. So Dusty's the healthier one. And get off. There we go. And Circus is definitely probably one of our worst horses, but it's fine. Alright, cool. Very well done. I think I'm going to end it there. So, I want to thank you guys all for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to hit that like Be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe, and we will see you guys in the very next episode of Better Minecraft. Ciao for now.